So recently, the Paradoxum team remade supposedly one of the hardest maps ever. Harder than hardcore mode. But is it really? Polluted Wasteland 2 is the map I'm referring to. Recently remade to have a brand new boss, modifiers, and enemies. But is it really harder than hardcore? Well, let's find out. So right when I get into the game, 3 players immediately started to farm, including me, meaning that 1 player had to defend, which isn't ideal. Especially when you take into account that the Abnormal's mutated variant is 14 health during wave 1, and since this map has the mutation modifier, its health will increase with each coming wave. A couple waves later, the only thing defending our base was a level 0 cowboy, and many enemies started to leak. And I made the mistake of bringing 0 early game towers, since I intended on farming in the early game. And the cheapest tower I could afford was the sledger. So I placed a sledger to stop the enemies from reaching our base, and the sledger did well with the lower health enemies, but it would definitely struggle with any higher HP zombies if not upgraded. So it's now wave 20 and the Toxics spawn. Toxic zombies replace the Fallens, but there's a twist. Toxics go slightly slower, but are very tanky. And when they die, they leave behind a toxic cloud. Toxic clouds are an effect left behind by toxics and super toxics, and the purpose of this cloud is to heal any zombies that go near it, which can be very difficult to counter. Luckily, we got through the toxics easily because we had a number of cowboys, engineers, accelerators, and even a couple support towers such as the commander and DJ booth. Just a couple waves later, on wave 22, the remade Amalgamation spawn, which is a replacement for the giant boss, with 8,000 health and the ability to spawn zombies. But thanks to us farming early, we were able to get the right upgrades to kill it, which means, thankfully, we survived another wave. Now wave 28 is where the game gets obviously harder. The path is covered in toxics, rushers, and circuits. Rushers are the replacement for hazards. Hazards are extremely tanky with 1,800 health. And when circuits die, they speed up zombies that are near them. Now wave 30 is truly a test of strength, since the first Abomination spawns. The Abomination is a replacement for the tank, which is already a strong and tanky enemy, as the name implies. But while the tank has 6,000 health, the Abomination has 20,000, and it has 2 stages. Stage 1 is when it first spawns in with 20,000 health. After you supposedly kill it, it regains 10,000 of its health and turns into its reincarnated form. But luckily we were able to also kill that, so yeah, we're inching closer and closer to getting to the final wave. Now in the part of the game where we're at, the enemies are really tough and require many high DPS towers and many supports. For DPS, I recommend Turret, Accelerator, Engineer, and Sledger. And for supports, I would choose, of course, Commander for his Call to Arms ability, which boosts every tower's fire rate, the DJ for a rain buff and cost reduction, and Medic for its unstunning ability. I will also consider Sledger to be a support because of its freezing ability, which is helpful for really fast enemies such as Abominations and Rushers. Now it's wave 40. the final wave for this map, and definitely the most challenging. This wave is truly a test of power, as every enemy that spawns has over 10,000 health. And even if one enemy leaks, the run is over. Aside from powerful enemies, I cannot go without mentioning the nuclear monster, the final boss with over 1.5 million health. More health than the Frost Spirit, more health than the Umbra. It is truly a challenge, but luckily, with us chaining Medic's ability and Commander's ability, and keep replacing and getting their abilities, and with all of our level 5 accelerators, we were able to comfortably kill the nuclear monster. And yeah.